is the declension of someone / anyone in Greek? And our winner today is Luke. Okay, Samuel. Okay, Chris. Oh, you're close. You're close. Okay, that's he, she, or it. That's close. Nick. Oh, we're going to have to retreat from the field. We're going to have to give way for the first time. And no, I don't want to. Chloe. Cody. 15 is Rebecca. She's not here. Jake. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Michael is not here. Mateus.
Alright, so someone does it decline using the standard entities?
No.
It does not.
Elizabeth.
Can I guess?
Sure.
I wanted to say like, I don't know, I'll but I know it's.
That's he, she, or it. That's good.
Because he said Utah, so I was like.
Lauren. Laurel. Justice. That's exactly right. Tis, tenos, tini, tina, tenes, tenon, tisi, tenos. There you go. Well done. Well done. Okay. Sophie, can you do John 1:1? All right. That's right. To Genetah.
I always mix up Genetah and Polygon. I don't know why. I think they just sound.
What you're doing is you're sorting out the thing in your mind that's confusing to you. And anytime you get something into your long-term memory, partway in the process is you've got to sort out what confuses you. And, right. Pontedial to Genetah. Right, so they're exactly the same words. They're just two phrases apart. Hagdon and to Zoe, going backwards. Kaikoris out to Genetah. And then we go back, Pontedial to Genetah. then Hagigon. Again, that's exactly how you remember it. Egenitol, Egenitol, Hagigon.
Onto the R2 again, high chorus, L2 again, and polygon and alto zoe and chi hey zoe and chi hey zoe and tophos to
So the way I remember it is when you get to the end, the next one's going to start with where the end was. Now your place. Right. And now whatever's at the end is going to be at the beginning. And now again, whatever's at the end.
That's helpful. It's gonna be a fine. Hey, Scatia, alto,
Very good.
That's my friend.
See, we're taught this myth, oh, you need to have a photographic memory. Maybe there are some people who have photographic memories. I kind of doubt it. I think there are people who can manipulate their short-term memories, but to get long-term memory, you got to work at it. And you got to work at it every day for long enough where your brain realizes, hey, I've got to remember this. And then once your brain realizes that, it'll make space. And you've got plenty of space in your brain. We just use this small portion of it. There's a man in my church who's a retired brain surgeon, and he said, your brain can be a superhighway. He's like 80-something years old. He said, your brain can be a superhighway or it can be an ox ditch, and you get to choose which one. So we're choosing superhighway, and we're making space for it to be a superhighway. Good. Very good. First 4 lines of the Lord's Prayer. You want to do them all?
I want to try.
Okay.
Oh no, now I'm gonna forget. Pater Hemon Ha in Toys.
That's right. Pater Hemon Ha in Tois Uranois.
Agias Ta Onamasu.
Perfect.
El Bay. No.
Yeah.
El. What's this one going on? El Bay. All I know is El Bay. Is it Saw?
Close. It's the same as this, really.
Seto?
El Theto. So that's Theto, because it's passive.
El Theto.
El Theto. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and can you do the last one?
All I can remember is part of the first verse is Gin. No, I can't remember.
All right, Gene Theto. So the way I remember it is the first one and the last one end in Theto. Theto, Theto, Theto. That's how I remember it. So this is aorist passive, be made holy. This is active, come. And then this is be made to come about. Your will be made to come about. As in heaven, singular. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool day when God says to us, you want to see the other heaven? Is that plural? I'm all in. All right. Tanartan hemon tan epi usion. The bread of us, the existence bread. And that's as far as we've gotten. Okay. So let's do our vocabulary. Jonathan. Cresson, cresson.
Stronger, better.
Good.
Stronger,
Lauren.
That's it.
Brief. Good. Joshua.
Strong.
Icarus wasn't strong enough to fly to the sun.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's mine. Jessica. Truth. And this is related to the word to escape the notice of. And I think this is alpha privative, which would mean that this word, you're never going to hear somebody say, "Oh, I forgot." You know, isn't that what we do when we lie? "Oh, I forgot." No, this is never forgetting. This is truth. This is Jake. Right, so dikaios means a just person, and it comes from this. It can also mean vengeance, but it's like that justice word. All right, Chloe. Thank you, a little Greek boy, right? Very good. Very good. Samuel.
Sweet.
What word in English do we get from this? Hedonism comes from this.
Oh.
Hedone, pleasure, sweet. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's big one. Whatever brings me pleasure.
The true Christian hedonism, that's right. 11 is Jonathan again,
Sick.
right? Do you have a mnemonic device for this?
Nausea.
Exactly what mine is. Elizabeth.
I don't want to mix it up, but is it stone?
It is stone. So what is the Neolithic stage in history?
Yeah. I had no mnemonic device for this.
Neolithic. What is it?
Sorry. Oh my gosh. I said let's get
Oh,
stone.
stone. The new Stone Age is the Neolithic. So in Atlanta, there's a little town called Lithia Springs. What does that mean?
Stone Springs.
Stony Springs or Lithonia, where they have a rock quarry. All right.
That makes sense.
Nick. So what word in English do we get from this? Paleontology. Paleolithic, Neolithic, paleo comes from it. Chris.
I don't remember this one.
All right. Sophie. Send away, throw away. And I didn't put these in order, so it's I will throw away, I threw away, I have thrown away, I have been thrown away, I was thrown away. Let's see if they're all right. All right, good. 18 is Joshua.
Otherwise.
Right, and do you recognize os can be put on the end of any adjective and it turns the adjective into an adverb?
Oh,
Same thing as ly in English.
that makes sense.
So it's kind of like
otherly, and so we don't have that so otherwise, yeah. All right. Alec.
It's an action agreement.
And what word in English do we get from it?
I think that was the praxis test.
That's it. That's exactly where praxis comes from. Orthodoxy is straight praise. Orthopraxy is straight practice. All right. 8 is laurel. Clear. I don't really have a mnemonic device for that. I should, but I don't. What is it? Oh, a clear. That may be exactly it. Cody. Clever. Okay. And do you know this word in Greek? Moros comes straight into English. Moron. So what is a sophomore? A wise moron. So when you talk about someone making a sophomoric mistake, you're saying there's a little wisdom in there and a little foolishness.
That's like, this is like sophomore year. That's how I feel about it. Wow.
Use that in casual conversation. Okay, we'll review this together. Do it with me. He says to them, the Sabbath came about on account of man, not man on account of the Sabbath, so that, I think this is going to, the Son of Man is Lord, even of the Sabbath. Elphin plus ace. He went in again into the synagogue. He went in again into the synagogue, and there was a man there, having a hand having been withered. And they were watching him. If on the Sabbath he will heal him, or that might accuse him, says to the man, the one having the withered hand, get up here in the middle. Get up where everybody can see you. And he says to them, is it lawful on the Sabbath to do good or to do evil, to save a life or to kill it? And they were being silent. And having looked around at them, met Orge with intense anger. Orge is where we get the word organism from, and it's like an organism does that, and then it gets to a place where it'll explode. That's what that's talking about. Having been co-grieved at the hardness of their hearts, he says to the man, stretch out the hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored. The Pharisees went out immediately with their mortal enemies, the Herodians, and they were giving co-counsel against him how they might. It's wrong to restore someone's hand on the Sabbath, but you can plot murder.
Isn't that crazy? And Jesus with his disciples.
That's exactly right.
Because Jesus heals the man's hand, and then they go and are plotting to kill him.
Kill him,
They're
yeah.
actually doing exactly
What he said. Have you ever met people who want to precisely interpret some laws, but then they'll break others? I mean, that's what we all do, isn't it? Because we can be righteous if we make it small enough. We can get the, you know. So what does this say? Jesus with his disciples departed toward the sea, and there was a big crowd from Galilee that followed, and from Judah, and from Jerusalem, and from Idumea, and from Transjordan, from across the Jordan,
Oh, yeah.
and around Tyre and Sidon. A big multitude listening. Constructio ad sensum, plural, because this is crowd. However much he was doing, I would be tempted to put a comma there. They came to him, so all those people came to him. Okay. We need a rest for a second.
Yes.
You want to see what I did on Saturday with my son?
Yes.
Your chainsaw? Yes.
Oh, fun.
Let's see if I can get it. So that's the wood we made, and it's 9 feet tall. It was this tree that split in 3 sections, and this is actually a branch from the tree. And it was, the branch was like this wide, and it was 9 feet tall. And we did 5 of them.
Cardboard cut out of Goliath.
Cardboard cut out of Goliath. So we did 5 of them, and that looks like garbage, doesn't it? I mean, to tell the truth. It looks like garbage. But those 5 slabs are $1,000 worth of wood. Over $1,000 worth of wood.
Wow. I could use that kind of thing. I wish you could use that.
Isn't that amazing? That, I mean, people are looking for a way to get rid of stuff like that. And an entrepreneurial person could turn that into money. So that comes from a story. Can I tell you a story? There's a guy at my church who wanted to help poor people. And in the Presbyterian church, we've got a bad habit of throwing money at stuff, and that's kind of everything. But that doesn't really help somebody get out of poverty, because it creates kind of this feeling of superior, inferior. And so a fellow at my church, Hal Bowling, wanted to really help people out of poverty, but he knew that just giving somebody money wouldn't help them. And so he went to a community in Chattanooga, and he was just talking to people, and They were all in poverty, and he couldn't figure out why until he realized that every single person he talked to had a felony on their record. So did you know this, that the law is written this way, that if I have cocaine in my pocket and you are at my house, we would all be charged with felony cocaine possession? Now, so,
Yeah, I'm gonna start checking everybody's pockets.
and the reason those laws are on the books is to break up gang crime and things like that. But if you are charged with felony cocaine possession because I had cocaine in my pocket, your parent would fight to the death to make that charge not stick for you, and it would be thrown out of court because the argument is, didn't know, I came to a party, I had no idea, I'm not guilty, and the police would drop the charge. You would do that because your parents know that in that situation a lawyer is your friend. A poor person has no access to a lawyer. So what the police will do is say, if you'll sign this paper, we'll drop the jail time. But the moment you sign the paper, you just became a convicted felon because you have admitted to felony possession to cocaine because I had cocaine. Well, now go try to get a job at a supermarket because there's going to be a question. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? And if you say yes, they're going to throw your application out. And if you say no, you've just committed a second felony. You've lied on a document. So my friend Hal realized that it isn't that these people aren't working, it's that we forced them into a system. And he realized that the only way to help somebody out is helping them become an entrepreneur. And so he tells this story, and I love this story. Guy had like 3 or 4 jobs, driving a taxi, doing all kinds of things, not making ends meet, but really hard worker, works all day, every day. And so Hal talked to him, and he had a vision to start a hot dog stand. And so Hal knew this guy who had one of those carnival hot dog things. He said, I can't get the guy to give it to you, but I think I can get him to rent it to you at a very reasonable rate. And, you know, we'll even help you maybe with the first month's rent or something. So they get the guy set up. He parks it on a main highway. He's so excited about making hot dogs, and nobody stops for hot dogs. Second day, nobody stops for hot dogs. Third day, nobody stops for hot dogs. But lots of people stop for funnel cakes because there was a sign on the thing for funnel cakes. But the guy didn't know how to make a funnel cake, so he would have to say no. And so they kept, can I have a funnel? No, I can't. Can I have a funnel cake? No. Finally he realized, you know, if I knew how to run this machine, I could sell some funnel cakes. And so he got the guy who owned it to show him how to make a funnel cake. The first year, he made $120,000 making funnel cakes. He made enough money where he was able to hire his wife to help him. That strengthened their marriage because now they're both in a... He got 3 other people out of poverty. He's running like 3 or 4 of those things because somebody taught him how to be an entrepreneur. I wonder if there isn't a real lesson for us there. That guy figured out what people wanted and figured out how to get it, and is making it great. And so Hal has gotten all kinds of people out of poverty. He's trying to change the law. He thinks the law is unfair to poor people because you get tricked into admitting to a felony. But he couldn't change that particular law, but he could help people. He could figure out what people were passionate about and help them. And that guy, talk about being godlike. I mean, here's a guy who grew up in, the hood, penniless, and now he's a just successful businessman. He's got a great marriage because somebody helped him learn how to succeed in life. So that's what I'm kind of hoping that is going to happen to my son and some friends. I know he loves to work outside, and I think he's seeing how easy it is to help people and turn what looks like trash into cash. So I'm kind of happy about that. And I like watching big tools too. So, okay, so Jessica, can you do this one? And he said to his disciples, good. Chloe. So this is a diminutive. Ploios is a boat. So what would diminutive of the word boat be? A little bitty boat. Let a little bitty boat, in order that he spoke to his disciples in order that a little bitty boat should be prepared for him. Nathan. Good. Nick. They might not blank him. So you're going to make a great guess.
So the last part was about the boat.
That's exactly right. Crush him. This is actually the word we get tribulation from. Thlibe means to crush between two things so that they might not crush him. Sophie. This one's the key to me. Therapuo. Straight.
They're all crowding him because they want to be killing him. So that'd be something about healing.
Right. For he was healing Paulus.
Healing many.
That's exactly right. Jonathan.
So that he might touch them?
I think that they is still the subject, like the many, so that they might fall on him. They got wind of the fact that if you touched him, you would be fixed. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Chloe. I have to do this part first and make that the subject to get it to work. Right, so this is the word touch, in order that they should touch him. So touch takes a genitive. So in order that they might touch him. And who is the they? However many people who were having something bad. It turns out it's actually the word whip. All those who had the whips. And we have that exact idiom in English with the word scourge. All the people who had the scourge might touch him. So this is intensely painful affliction. And they were just trying to touch him. All right, Jake. That's right. And the unclean spirits. And the unclean spirits, Laurel. Whenever they saw him, or I guess were seeing him, if you want to stress the imperfect. Lauren. We're falling down before him. That's right. Elizabeth.
We're crying out.
Perfect. Luke.
Saying that you are so God.
Good. Joshua. So do you see the word honor there? That's your temporal augment, so it's probably epitimao. So literally on honor, but that's how they say the word rebuke. He rebuked them much. He put them under honor much. Cody. Good. That's perfect. Alec. Good. Singular, or that kind of gives you a clue. Sorry. Samuel. Right, he called whom he wanted. He called whom he himself wanted. Called to himself, summoned. Okay, who else in the Bible do you know went up to a tall mountain and called 12 people to himself? Moses did it. Moses did it at the direction of someone else. Okay, so which is Jesus here? Yes. Maybe he's the new Moses. Maybe he's God interacting with his new Israel. Remind me, what are the disciples' names again? Simon, Levi, Simeon, Judah. Oh, you mean like some of the, huh. That's probably an accident. You know, I've taught you very well that studying the details of Scripture will never give you any joy in life, right? Because it's... Okay, Matthias. Right, and they came to him. All right. Laurel. Right. He made 12. He made 12 people. Sophie.
Sorry, can you go back to more further?
Right, he made 12.
Okay. This was, I think it's the middle word is
Apostle.
So I think it's
This is the word whom.
Also called or also known as apostles.
Right, onomazo, right. Whom also he named apostles.
Oh yeah, because it's onomos.
So the word apostle in Hebrew is the word shiliach. And a shiliach is a person who can conduct business in behalf of someone else.
That's so cool.
Who would
The
a
apostles like went out and they did, after Jesus left, they did the works and miracles like he did. And the preached the good news.
so what would we call somebody today who was a shiliach?
An ambassador.
An ambassador, or technical term, is a plenipotentiary, or someone who has the power of attorney, who could sign contracts and who could conduct business. That's who these people are. What's that? Yeah, yeah. Jake. Right. What was the first task that Jesus wanted to assign these people with the power of attorney, plenipotentiaries? Not to preach, to be with him. That's interesting. Alec. And then the second thing he's going to do.
And also to herald.
Right, in order that he might send them out. And see the word apostle and apostello are the same root, the sent out ones. Okay, Jessica.
Can you go back to the other?
Right, in order that he might send them out to Caruso, right, to preach. Elizabeth.
And to have something.
Exousia, to have exousia, to ekbalo ta daimonia,
Is that word to cast out?
to throw them out, right.
So maybe the authority, the ability,
I think authority you want to go with.
authority to cast out demons.
Good. 13 is Luke. Good. Rebecca's not here. Samuel.
And he added the name to Simon Peter.
Right. What does Petros mean? Rock. Was Simon intensely steadfast?
No.
If I have to die with you, and an hour later he's saying what? I don't speak Greek. You know, he tried that, and they said, no, your accent. And he said, I don't know who that is. Was he a rock? Did he turn into a rock? When all he has to say not to be crucified upside down is, I don't know him. And he was unwilling to say it. You probably have a secret name. Well, you do have a secret name hidden in heaven, and it's probably the exact opposite of your weakness now. And Jesus is turning you into that new name. The two will become one flesh, and it's his flesh that you're going to become. So Petra is the normal word rock, and lithos is the normal word stone. So in English, what would the difference between rock and stone be? That's my assumption. And stone, I think stones like stream stones, but also like a stone in your shoe. So to me, the lithia one is a smaller version of whatever the Petros is. And let's do this together. Jacob. Not James, the sons, because you take it from the English reader's hands, right?
Why was that King James and King John? Oh, yeah, okay, I remember.
So this is actually Iago in Spanish, is this word. It is Jacob, right? John, the brother of Jacob, whom he placed names to them. Aramaic, the sons of thunder. So, which means huioi Brontes. So aren't the Bronte sisters, aren't those made up names? Like that isn't their real name, isn't that true, or is it their real name? Like Emily Bronte and all those? It is their real name? What does it come from? It's just the word thunder, right? And Andreas, what does his name mean? The man. And what does his name mean? The lover of.
Oh, is that like brotherly love? Close?
That's the second part. Hippos. What is a hippopotamos? What is hippos? Lover of horses.
Wow, I would not be that name.
Oh.
Bartolome. That's a last name, the son of Ptolemy. I'm not sure what Ptolemy means. And Aramaic, the gift. Okay, remind me what Matthew's profession was before Jesus called him. He was the ultimate taker, and evidently somebody renamed him the gift. I wonder who that person might have been.
Wow.
Thomas? Do you know what this word means? The twin? Do you have a question? I don't know. Jacob, the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, and the Canaanian, the zealot, the guy who used to blow up police stations to make a protest against the government. Okay, help me a second. Okay, you've got that guy and that guy in the same group, and they're not killing each other.
Oh, wow. I never thought of that.
So these are the names. I think Nathaniel is the first name. Nathaniel, the son of Bartholomew. And I think this guy is called Thaddeus because originally he was called Judas, and he got tired of telling people, no, I'm the other Judas. So I got a solution. I'll change my name to Thaddeus. And it isn't Judas. It's Judah. Not two similar words, the same. The word Judas is the word Judah in Greek. And do you remember that Judah sold his righteously, sexually pure brother for 20 pieces of silver? And Judah sells Jesus for 30 pieces of silver? All right. I'll see you on Wednesday.
Who's that twin? Wait, when did know